My media product uses the main character Lola to represent a range of social groups. In the present day shots, she represents someone from a working class background that expresses depressed characteristics. She is presented in this way through her appearance. Lola wears dark clothing and piercings, which associate her with characteristics often stereotyped with working class areas, and link with her mood and personality after her sister's accident. This was inspired by The Perks of Being a Wallflower, where Charlie wears simple, average clothes to blend in. He doesn't want to stick out, which represents some of his characteristics, such as becoming an introvert character. This links with how Lola has become a withdrawn and reclusive character after her sister's death. However, within the flashbacks, Lola is used to represent youth culture, as she is seen to be a loud, confrontational character also commonly associated with people brought up in working class areas. I decided to represent her in this way after watching the opening sequence of Fish Tank, where the main character is quite aggressive and confrontational. I scripted in Lola's actions and responses in scriptbuddy.com, where I could represent Lola's character accurately through her role in the film. I also used different cinematography techniques, such as high-angled shots, to portray Lola's vulnerability in different situations to the audience. This means that the target audience, female teenagers from the E demographic, can relate to the circumstances that a character finds herself in, the family issues and other social issues created by a range of social groups. This builds the emotional attachment to the character, and it will raise enigma codes on what will happen to Lola after her experiences and whether or not she will get through it, just as Charlie's issues in The Perks of Being a Wallflower are shown throughout the film, and the audience doesn't know what will happen to him. I wanted my media product to raise social issues among a range of social groups in the way that films like Juno do, as they raise the issues in a way that is sensitive and can sometimes not be tackled in an appropriate way. I chose the main character to be 16, as this was the average age of my target audience. Therefore, they would want to connect to the age of the social group represented in the opening sequence. This would build the emotional connections. This was also inspired by The Perks of Being a Wallflower, where the opening sequence is set in the school, with the characters being teenagers, which causes the audience to build links and relate to the characters and their pressures. This, therefore, builds the audience engagement and identification with a very similar to text.